I just know one thing. Like Justin is really is a great guy. It's not even about winning a PR war. Honestly, it's about saving someone's life. I mean, imagine Harvey. Imagine you being accused of something that you just didn't do. You just weren't part of, and you're caught up in this, and you're a real decent human being, and this is a powerful thing that you're going through, and your whole career seems to have been gone and vanished before your very eyes.
Bryan Freedman's lawsuit claims Blake lively repeatedly leaned on producers to slash scenes featuring co-stars who tested too well with audiences. Court filings cite 7 separate occasions where she threatened to walk unless editors trimmed or erased hot material that showcased anyone but her. Remember that promising young actress who mysteriously vanished from the 2018 thriller? The suit says Lively phoned executives 3 times, demanding her rival's screen time be gutted before release. Once you connect the dots, the pattern is impossible to miss. Whenever a colleague's popularity spikes, they quietly fade while Blake's close-up stays intact. The legal cache even includes emails confirming the pressure.
Judging by this clip, you tell me, even Sony wasn't involved in this. Listen to this.
Brandon hasn't seen it, so we're going to sit through it.
We just manifested that.
But and listen, just know, it's literally, this is not a bit. It's literally not done. So to be honest, what really happened is we were like, we're going to show the movie, and the studio was like, no, you're going to show 20 minutes. So we're like, no, we're going to show the movie. And they're like, it's not done. And I was like, they don't fucking care. Let's just show them the movie.
Because you're going to go again, aren't you? You're going to go watch it in theaters too.
I don't know. Don't you guys care that the movie be finished and that Justin's take be finished? Look at this. Colleen, Brandon, Blake. Where's Justin? Why was Justin not only she's not allowed to be in any of these interviews, but then she's out there stealing hard drives. That's what she did here to go spread the word on this movie.
Twice.
And they were like, it's true. They were like, if everything's not perfect and it's not done, and what if we're going to change things? I was like, these are the people who authored the success of the book. You guys are what matter. And you guys seeing the movie is so important to us. So we're so excited to show you guys.
You brought us so many gifts.
Way to take over, Blake. Literally just took it from him. This movie, this book, you mean, that Justin found first, that Colleen told him to star in, that he oversaw with his production company for all this time, and you just took it over.
Today.
We did. I know. Also, last one, we're going out with a bang. But honestly, you guys, y'all are the only audience in the world that's going to see this cut. It is an early cut.
I'm so fascinated to know which cut this was. Was this Blake's cut? Was anybody in this crowd that saw this cut? Can you please reach out to me, hit me up, or Kim on socials, or you can reach out popcornplanet@gmail. Please don't spam me with other news links. I get plenty of those. But if you're an insider with info, you can hit me up, please. Who saw this cut?
And we're so excited. And busing 2,000 people to a movie theater sounds like a chaotic nightmare. So I just need you all to be excited and patient. This is Okay,
look, if they really bust them all over, Sony's in on this. Okay. There's a lot of theories that she stole this from Sony. No way Blake hired all these buses. She wouldn't even pay for her own wardrobe. So there's no way she paid for all these buses. So this must have been approved by Sony. So it makes me wonder which
huge honor. Blake had to fight for you guys to get to see this early, so we wanted to go.
I literally brought the movie with me on the airplane. I have a folder with a disc, a hard drive.
I love it. Yeah.
And literally stole this from the editors. Some of those editors got fired. But don't worry about that. I have it now. I'm in control. Isn't that lovely? Because you guys are more important than anybody else.
No, it's and the other thing is I have the cutest jeans ever that I'm wearing tomorrow night. Also not sponsored. But they're really, really cute. And they've got flowers on them and they're cut out. And then Colleen saw my jeans and then she was inspired because she loves me. And she was telling them the whole time how she's Atlas is her favorite. So this is what you're coming into here. So if you're wondering why I'm talking about
great.
But anyway, did you bring your flower jeans?
That was such a genuine. I really do think he's been stuck in his reaction of, Great. You can just tell he's so fed up with all this nonsense.
So she has these cute flower jeans, and I was like, oh my gosh, we're gonna be jean influencers. So I was like, we should give everyone patches, because like when they see our cute jeans, they're gonna want cute jeans. So I bought patches on Amazon. Honestly, I haven't seen them. They could be really ugly. People are like, there's an event, there's people coordinating this. I was like, it's fine. I'm ordering it from Amazon. I sent it to Colleen's hotel room. So we have like cute flower patches, no pressure. But like, if you guys want to have
Ruin your jeans and put on a flower patch. Florals up for the DV movie. Oh my God. This woman is insufferable. What she will go to promote this
like
movie.
cute patches to put on your jeans so that we can like, Brandon has them for his Wranglers. I want to iron them on Brandon's pants, but he always has the cutest like vintage Wranglers and Levi's. I don't think he'll.
Yeah, way to guilt trip him. You better put them on your Wranglers, your expensive jeans, Brandon, or you're not a supporter, and you won't get that Wolverine gig that Hugh Jackman, Ryan, and I keep threatening to.
Remember, when the film adaptation of Colleen Hoover's bestseller It Ends With Us was hyped as the must-see romance of the year? On paper, the pairing of Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni looked like a dreamy collaboration. He would direct and co-star as Ryle Kincaid. She would anchor the project with her star power. But early optimism quickly curdled into the most toxic on-set saga Hollywood has whispered about in years. Multiple insiders now claim the trouble began right after the first test screenings. Audience cards praised Baldoni's portrayal of Ryle, noting how sympathetic and layered he felt, especially to female viewers. According to documents filed by entertainment attorney Bryan Freedman, those reactions tripped Blake Lively's jealousy alarms. She allegedly approached producers with a shocking ultimatum: reshoot any sequence in which Justin generated too much goodwill or she would walk. How could a single star derail an entire production? Freedman's filings sketch a calculated campaign. First, Lively declared herself the unofficial intimacy coordinator for every romantic scene. She dictated camera angles, blocking, and even the rhythm of each kiss, effectively controlling every emotional beat. Then, in a bizarre reversal, she began accusing Baldoni of improvising excessive contact during those very takes. 3 crew members have signed sworn statements confirming this pattern, each noting identical complaints lodged only after Lively had approved the staging herself. The campaign extended beyond the cutting room. Staffers describe a deliberate girls versus boys climate fostered by Lively. Female cast members received invites to exclusive dinners and wine nights. Baldoni was left conspicuously off the guest list. Text messages included in the lawsuit show Lively warning co-stars to keep their distance, labeling him difficult and hinting at vague boundary issues, though no incidents were ever detailed. Meanwhile, Lively allegedly reached out to entertainment reporters to seed negative narratives. Emails produced in court show her offering exclusive interviews, plus candid photos from set, in exchange for stories framing Baldoni as an overbearing director. Several journalists have privately confirmed receiving the pitches, but declined to publish uncorroborated claims. Most explosive are the texts between Lively and senior producers. In one exchange, she insists Baldoni receive minimal screen time in the final cut and limited press spots. Focus on his directing only. Another message pushes for him to be excluded from key international junkets. Need marketing centered on me. Keep Jay's interviews separate. According to Freedman, similar directives reached the publicity department weeks before the trailer dropped. Producers, wary of jeopardizing Lively's box office draw and her husband Ryan Reynolds' future availability, capitulated. Reshoots were scheduled that conflicted with Baldoni's commitments elsewhere, forcing him to pare back scenes. When he sought compromises, Lively allegedly told executives she could not work with someone who won't fully commit. When Freedman submitted these materials in court, the response was immediate. Industry veterans who had witnessed Lively's behind-the-scenes influence but feared career blowback finally felt vindicated. The dossier painted a damning picture: an actress willing to hobble a co-star's performance and gamble the entire film's success simply to remain at the story center. Whether It Ends With Us can recover from this power struggle remains to be seen. But one thing is clear: the tale of Lily and Ryle now has a real-world parallel of ambition, manipulation, and the collateral damage left when a Hollywood star refuses to share the spotlight. Studios are quietly reevaluating control clauses in star contracts, and crew unions cite the case as evidence that bullying protections must extend beyond conventional harassment language.
Not even about winning a PR war. Honestly, it's about saving someone's life. I mean, imagine, Harvey, imagine you being accused of something that you just didn't do. You just weren't part of, and you're caught up in this, and you're a real decent human being, and this is a powerful thing that you're going through, and your whole career seems to have been gone and vanished before your very eyes. I think what hasn't been settled is the fact that they've lost 4 projects, significant projects, the studio. There's obviously the reputational and emotional distress harm. He's got 2 little kids that pay attention to what goes on in the world. His wife is devastated, and there's others involved in this too that have lost significant business and personal.
For years, Blake Lively has cultivated a sparkling image of female empowerment, complete with sisterhood photo shoots, girl power hashtags, and glowing tributes to every woman who crosses her path. But the lawsuit spearheaded by veteran attorney Bryan Freedman paints a far darker picture, suggesting her very brand of solidarity masks a ruthless pattern of sabotage aimed mostly at female colleagues. While headlines obsess over her clash with director-actor Justin Baldoni, Freedman's filings reveal that affair is only the latest entry in a decade-long dossier of calculated eliminations. According to sworn statements and supporting emails, at least 7 actresses who shared the screen with Lively experienced dramatic cuts to their roles after winning positive responses in test screenings. The pattern becomes undeniable once laid out chronologically. In a 2018 thriller, then rising star Emma Larson appeared beside Lively in the original trailers and publicity stills. Yet by opening night, Larson's presence was so reduced that casual viewers barely noticed her name on the credits. Freedman's evidence includes an internal email in which Lively writes producers, "Emma's getting way too much attention in the Dallas test screening. People keep mentioning her in the feedback cards. Can we tighten the next cut around my character's journey?" The finished film did exactly that. Former crew members describe a two-faced strategy. On set, Lively is the charismatic best friend, posting selfies, buying coffee, arranging group dinners. Behind the scenes, she allegedly lobbies editors and producers to trim, reshoot, or recolor anything that draws focus from her. One assistant director who worked on 2 of Lively's projects recalls discovering in post-production that every flattering angle of a supporting actress had been swapped out for less flattering takes. Blake was literally in the edit bay, he says, pointing at shots and saying, "She's stealing my moment, cut it." Makeup artists provide even more chilling anecdotes. During a 2020 shoot, Lively allegedly remarked, "She looks too fresh-faced next to me. Can we age her up a bit?" The team was instructed to add under-eye circles to a 24-year-old co-star. Another artist testifies that Lively demanded they apply a deliberately mismatched foundation shade on a fellow actress, leaving her complexion slightly sallow on camera. "It was subtle but obvious enough under certain lighting," the artist says. The final footage, indeed, gave the actress a tired, almost sickly pallor. Leverage over producers also runs through the documents. 3 separate executives claim Lively invoked her marriage to Ryan Reynolds as an implicit threat. If her concerns were ignored, upcoming Reynolds projects could suddenly become unavailable. "It was never outright blackmail," one producer explains. But the implication was crystal clear: keep Blake happy, or you risk losing Ryan. In Hollywood accounting, jeopardizing a guaranteed box office draw like Reynolds is a gamble few studios dare take. Freedman's brief highlights a 2021 incident involving an ensemble drama. A supporting actress began drawing rave notices in early press coverage. Abruptly, the production scheduled reshoots that conflicted with her existing commitments. Unable to be in 2 places at once, the actress saw her scenes handed to Lively's character. When she tried negotiating alternatives, Lively reportedly called her unprofessional and told executives she refused to work with someone who couldn't commit to the picture's needs. This stagecraft extends beyond editing rooms. A former costume designer says Lively would gush over a co-star's dress, then later instruct the wardrobe team to give that actress less flattering color palettes. She'd suggest mustard yellow on someone with a cool undertone, the designer recalls. Meanwhile, Blake's own gowns were custom-fitted and perfectly lit. Perhaps nothing encapsulates the alleged MO better than Lively's reaction when Forbes published a Rising Stars to Watch profile featuring her younger co-lead. A junior producer recounts Lively flipped out, calling her agent to demand Forbes issue a correction highlighting her as the true lead. The magazine declined, but studio reps soon pressured Forbes to run a separate puff piece on Lively the following week. Freedman's team has cataloged dozens of similar episodes across nearly 10 years. Friendships weaponized, compliments laced with subtext, and a recurring three-step pattern: befriend, isolate, erase. First, Lively identifies a female peer who is resonating with audiences or critics. Next, she publicly champions the actress, while privately undermining her with subtle digs and behind-the-scenes lobbying. Finally, she leverages her influence, whether through edit requests, wardrobe tweaks, or scheduling traps, to reduce the rival's presence. By the time a project reaches audiences, the threat has been neutralized, and Lively's persona as Hollywood's supportive big sister remains intact. What emerges from the filings is not a few isolated acts of jealousy, but a sustained strategy to ensure Lively stays the brightest star in any room. The documents depict a performer who understands studio politics so intimately that she can pit allies, publicity outlets, and even her marriage against would-be competitors. While the public sees matching friendship bracelets and girl power hashtags, insiders describe a chessboard where every move is calculated, every relationship measured by its potential to dim or magnify Blake Lively's own light. Unless the courts or industry peers finally call checkmate, this strategy could continue unchecked, leaving more up-and-comers sidelined before they ever get their chance to shine.
We have alleged in our complaint that this was a takeover of a movie, and whether we find out exactly what the reasons for the takeover were and who was behind the takeover, I think that we're going to find some interesting documents when Discovery starts, and I'm looking forward to Discovery, because when you start to look into what was in Stephanie Jones's hands and what was in Leslie Sloan's hands and what was in Blake Lively's text messages, and what those discussions were like, I think we're going to find the answers to this really quickly.
It all comes in this document that we did talk about. I think this came out yesterday during the live, which if you missed yesterday's live with Zach, we had a wonderful time with Zach Peter. Hope to get him back. But I want to go through some of this because there's so much nonsense in this doc. And as Deadline here does sort of break down very well, it's just so much back and forth where ultimately they're just trying to agree on protective orders, which there should be some sort of protective order. No one's denying that, but no one wants to give. And honestly, Blake's asking for too much, in my opinion. She wants all celebrity correspondence to be private. It's called AEO, which is attorney's eyes only. All sort of private mentions from celebrities, etc., should be only for the attorneys. It's like, girl, no. You published his text messages. Can we just hold on, Blake? You published his text messages in a complaint that wasn't even a lawsuit, and then gave it to the New York Times before you filed it officially. You're a despicable and a massive hypocrite. And so now you're complaining about privacy? Oh, this is such an important private matter. You were on Saturday Night Live letting your husband make a mockery of your whole thing. Oh, is there something that's going on? Yeah, there's something going on. And you shouldn't have been there cracking jokes about it. I'm sure they could have seen you at the other studio and you could have enjoyed the night without being on television. But you guys couldn't help yourself. So you want to have all the abilities to go online, defend yourself, publicly mock, do whatever you want. But when you want it to be private, you just get to decide that it's not how it works. And I imagine the judge is going to start getting frustrated because no one's agreeing to any side of anything. They just refuse to meet in the middle. And so there's a few parts in this document that I think are really important to talk about, including, yes, calling out content creators, but trying to there's a lot of legal speak, etc., leaving aside the callous disregard and disrespect for a woman, advocating for the most basic workplace protections against SH. Debatable, Blake. The Wayfair party's position that a woman who speaks up against SH has somehow waived any and all privacy interests shows the futility of future conferral. Well, no, it doesn't. It's incredibly important that all this go up because you published a lot of this publicly. This is beyond just the complaint. You published it to the New York Times and you defamed him and disparaged him, and he disagrees with you. I don't agree that all SH claims moving forward should be put in a silent, quiet chamber where we must believe the woman.
Today's revelation is not just another Hollywood dust-up. It's the gradual dismantling of a reputation Blake lively guarded with near military precision. Evidence collected by veteran entertainment attorney Bryan Freedman suggests Lively's meteoric ascent has been engineered through a sophisticated, multi-layered silencing machine meant to neutralize anyone who witnesses, or dares to challenge, her darker professional conduct. At the center of that machine lie extraordinarily harsh non-disclosure agreements. 3 former personal assistants, now testifying under penalty of perjury, describe contracts carrying ruinous financial penalties and lifetime gag clauses that cover both workplace incidents and private observations. "I sign my voice away forever," one assistant recalls. A senior entertainment lawyer, quoted in Freedman's brief, calls the documents weapons of intimidation, not mere trade secret protectors. Even the most casual anecdote is off limits, chilling any first-hand account that could dent Lively's polished image. Yet paperwork is only the first line of defense. Insiders say Lively maintains what they refer to as an insurance policy, a meticulously organized cache of compromising photos, saved message threads, and discrete audio clips on nearly everyone who spends meaningful time in her orbit. A former Entourage member states flatly, "If you've shared a trailer or a table read, she has receipts." The threat is implicit. Speak out, and something embarrassing could find daylight. Backing that leverage is a web of strategically placed allies, studio executives, agency power players, and friendly editors, who help preserve the America's Sweetheart narrative while scrubbing away inconvenient truths. According to one producer, negative mentions of Lively can vanish from an outlet's editorial queue before the coffee gets cold. These aren't casual buddies. They're chess pieces stationed where they can spike an unflattering headline, greenlight a fawning think piece, or flood social feeds with complimentary sound bites whenever trouble looms. Freedman's filings highlight 5 recent cases in which industry figures received legal warnings within hours of posting vague social media gripes. A makeup artist who wrote, "Some blondes aren't as sweet as they seem," discovered cease and desist papers on her doorstep before midnight. An assistant director merely liked a thread discussing difficult talent. He was served by breakfast. Message received. Anonymity is no shield, and even ambiguity invites punishment. Equally tactical is Lively's use of her wholesome family image as both sword and shield. When legitimate on-set grievances surface, last-minute script overhauls, sudden schedule changes, rumored bullying, her team reframes the criticism as an attack on her children or marriage. Texts included in the lawsuit show Lively instructing aides to "make this about my family" after a co-star raised safety concerns. One veteran producer notes, "Raise a valid issue and suddenly you're painted as someone attacking motherhood itself." Press manipulation provides another layer. In one exchange, Lively learns a disgruntled colleague plans to go on record. Minutes later, she offers the reporter-exclusive family photos, time to drop the exact day the exposé is slated. In a 2019 incident, a journalist probing on-set tension was handed the scoop of Lively's pregnancy announcement, on the condition the original piece be shelved. The writer accepted, and the unflattering story evaporated. Career blacklisting completes the arsenal. Multiple witnesses recount Lively, or representatives acting on her behalf, quietly warning producers that certain actors, stylists, or crew were difficult after witnessing conflicts. "She doesn't just end the current gig," says one veteran gaffer. "She makes sure you don't get the next one." Justin Baldoni allegedly faced the same tactic during their high-profile legal clash, hearing that potential collaborators were discouraged from attaching his name to future projects. Taken together, the ironclad NDAs, Dirt files, media trade-offs, and whisper campaigns create a climate so intimidating that even tenured professionals hesitate to speak. That explains how, for nearly a decade, swirling rumors remained cocktail party chatter rather than front-page scandal. Now, however, the silence is fraying. Lawsuits multiply, once loyal aides flip under oath, and entertainment law watchers predict a tidal shift. If the alleged victims seize this moment to exchange secrecy for daylight, Hollywood may soon face a reckoning. How many careers were quietly derailed to protect a single Golden Girl myth? And how long can that myth survive once the machinery propping it up is exposed? Whatever the outcome, today's disclosures suggest Blake Lively's carefully curated image may be reaching its expiration date, and her accusers, at last, may no longer be willing to whisper in hushed tones anymore.
Not even about winning a PR war. Honestly, it's about saving someone's life. I mean, imagine, Harvey, imagine you being accused of something that you just didn't do. You just weren't part of, and you're caught up in this, and you're a real decent human being. And this is a powerful thing that you're going through, and your whole career seems to have been gone and vanished before your very eyes. I think what hasn't been settled is the fact that they've lost 4 projects, significant projects, the studio. There's obviously the reputational and emotional distress harm. He's got 2 little kids that pay attention to what goes on in the world. His wife is devastated, and there's others involved in this too that have lost significant business and personal.
What we've uncovered today goes far beyond a single scandal. It's the unraveling of one of Hollywood's most meticulously maintained illusions. Bryan Freedman's explosive revelations expose what appears to be a calculated climb to the top, paved by silencing and sidelining others. The Blake Lively we thought we knew, the advocate for women, the beacon of authenticity, may have been a manufactured persona all along. Now, the real question is, how many promising careers were derailed by her relentless pursuit of the spotlight? How many rising stars, both male and female, never got their moment because they happened to share a screen or a stage with someone unwilling to share the fame? Has Blake's America's Sweetheart image been fooling us for years? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you're ready for more raw, unfiltered truths that Hollywood's PR machines are scrambling to hide, smash that subscribe button. The era of silent victims is ending, and we're just getting started.